All right, thank you very much, Carlos Kibabit, for music there. It's all about the country music. Now today, I'm sitting in for Jeremy Dengue in this beautiful segment, Power Woman, where we celebrate women and their achievements. And now the lady I'm about to introduce, her achievements read like a book. I mean, there are so many. She's done so many things for the community. Her name is Grace Wambui Kibuka, and I'll just briefly give you, I have certificates upon certificates here. She is a founder of Agape, which is an organization that equips women with leadership skills, building tanks for women, training them in agricultural skills. She's a very key in women empowerment. She is the recipient of the Inspiration Women of the Year 2015 in Nakuru County, an award given to her by the Cabinet Secretary in the Ministry of Devolution. She's also a Hero Award recipient as well. We have the East African Gender Equality, and she's also helped as a champion for the East Africa Gender Equality and Development Bill. All this is one person, Grace. I think you're leaving your name. So tell us about yourself. I mean, before the awards, before all this, where did it all begin for you?
Thank you. My name is Grace Wambui Kibuka. I come from Nakuru County, the county to be in. I've grown up in various counties. My parents having been in the business field. I've been gone to school in a rural area called Maji Mazuri, and I went to a Norman Catholic school. And then I went to Eldamaravine Girls. I moved to Nyeri, where I went for my A-levels, to Mutumu Girls. Thereafter, I did a lot of engagements for the community. That is where I started. And I found myself as a very young girl teaching in a minor seminary in Molo, St. Joseph's Minor Seminary. I went through my own former school, Eldamaravine Girls, standing in for the headmistress, Sister de Montfort. And I found again going to other schools for interventions, teaching English language and among others, CRE. I interacted a lot within the community, and it is during these interactions that I found there were very many needs that I had identified with. I found my parents doing them, and I thought this is something. I thought they had done it, but there was still a lot. And in all the areas I went, a lot of orphan children, most of them in a meeting from the issues of tribal crashes, a lot of HIV and AIDS. So I started taking care of children when I was still very young. Up to this moment, when you see the Giraffe Heroes Award, that is an award I got after taking care of the children, their sick parents, and especially terminal ailments, cancer and all that. It is thereafter that I also went into within my own family. My father fell sick, and I found myself with a number of my siblings who are behind me. I decided to postpone my own ambitions and studies and to see them through school, because I promised my father to do that. Already some of them had gone abroad and they needed to be taken care of in terms of fees. And it's not until the last born became a doctor, a medical doctor, that I also now continued with my own. I've also now gone through my schooling, having gone through Nairobi University, having gone through other institutions, University of South Africa, and in all this I do community. I graduated with international relations and diplomacy, where I find it very useful when I partner with organizations here locally. I partner with the national government and also partner with international organization and regional organization. Like you see, I'm the national champion of East African Gender Equality and Development Bill, and also the community itself. And very soon, in next month, 5th and 4th, I'm going to speak on behalf of Kenya and the region in an international conference about the bills, among other things.
And also, I guess we'll touch on that, about the gender equality and that development bill a little bit later on. But what we're trying to get to understand also yourself, I mean, you've done so much work with the women. I remember in a recent interview, you did not so recent, but some while back, on our very own Strength of a Woman here, you say that you believe when you're educating and helping a woman, you're helping the family and helping the community at large. So what is your, what drives you, what drove you to now target the woman specifically and to try and uplift them?
Yes, growing up, I saw women struggling. We have categories of women. Sometimes they are heroes. We call them the shining stars, that means shine at night. Maybe during the day, they may not be noticed. And women work across the clock. Women are the breadwinners to some extent in single families. We have widows who take care of the families, and we even have women in families, and especially with these menace of alcoholism and drugs issues, women are also taking care of their husbands. So you find, if you want to empower a family, and I believe in the family values, and I respect the family unit. I'm a Catholic, and we believe very strongly about the family, strength of a family unit. I find that you empower a woman who is disempowered as we stand. A woman will not go to a bank and get a bank loan. A woman will not say, I have a shamba that I can sell a bit of it and be able to take my children to school. So I realize that a woman getting anything within any setup, may it be money, may it be food, may it be clothing, it will 99% go to her family. I don't want to critique men, but sometimes you cannot be guaranteed that when you give a man this, it will go to the desired setup. So I feel a woman empowered, you empower the whole unit. Just like you educate a woman, you educate the whole family. And a woman thinking and everything revolves around her family, her children. A woman will do anything to see her children go through school, that the family is fed. If you're sick, that you're taken to hospital. If there's anything bothering you, talk to a woman. And this is a 24-hour worker. She wakes up, I don't remember when I last slept. You wake up, very early in the morning you prepare the children to go to school, back to the house to prepare the husband. After that you're milking the cows, especially women in my rural areas. And this woman is the same person who will ensure that by the time children come back from school, everything is ready. This is the same woman who will be preparing again supper, and she even hardly gets time to eat. And it is the same woman, even when your husband comes in home very late and he orders for kuku kienyeji, you have to be sure where you get it, and it has to be prepared because the man of the house has come. So why not empower this woman who will automatically empower the whole community? And I remember one time former President Kibaki visited the State House Nakuru. It was not always, and I thank Mama Lucy Kibaki, although she's rested in peace. And there was a meeting for men only, and they said there's no meeting that will take place without a woman. So I was called from nowhere. I was actually in the field doing my community work, and I didn't know what it was. So when I got in there and I was given a chance to speak, I was very quick to point out about women and youth being disempowered. And I faced President Kibaki the way I'm facing you. And I told him, Your Excellency, your government is doing very well. But when women and youth are disempowered, youth are vibrant, they have the energy, we have educated them, what will happen? They become a time bomb. What will happen if you disempower women? Our families will collapse. And I was very impressed with His Excellency, and I thank God for him, because he immediately ordered, by then it was Mudaura, that youth fund and women fund must be initiated immediately. Unfortunately, the uptake of those funds is below par. I want to ensure,
in terms of the people going for them or the management?
The people go for them, but there are so many bureaucracies that you can't get it. And our people have resigned. It's like an impossibility, because in Kenya, you know, to get anything you have to go around and dance around, and you see, but this is money that's supposed to be given with very, very much ease, without any complication. You are not asking for titles, you are not asking for all those securities. And even if I'm not able to pay, it is your mistake. How do you expect a youth to run an enterprise and they have not been trained? So when doing the Commonwealth Youth Program at Nairobi University, we realized that the Commonwealth countries have a challenge. Not specifically that our youth are bad, but the way we were socialized, the kind of colonization through the British rule, we find the effects are close to being the same across the divide. So coming up with those structures, you just don't tell a youth who's never handled 500,000, take it. Start with the sofa set, the music system, and by the time you're going to the stock, there is no money. And you're supposed to refund that money. So what will happen? You'll have created a worse situation than wine initially.
And also, I mean, you speaking about women, and you know, like you said, very passionate about them, and the fact that you spoke even before the former president, very vibrantly and passionately about it. And you have been involved in the East Africa Gender Equality and Development Bill. I'm talking about gender equality. What are your views, I mean, in terms of how far we have come as a country, both in implementing the two-third gender rule in the Constitution, both in representation, in various bodies, in Parliament, in all these areas. What would be your assessment of how we are doing?
We are doing very poorly. I'll be very honest to tell you. In the month of October, November, we did a research, and it had revelations that were shocking, that across the three arms of government, the judiciary, the executive, and the registration, maybe you're doing a 5%, if not anything, for the gender, especially the women positions. And this also came also as a revelation that there are no serious effort, there is no commitment to ensuring. I have been the chair of the Rift Valley Water Services Board, covering Rift Valley and Nyandarua region. And the letter I found first on my table from His Excellency the President Kibaki was a letter clearly in black and white, and read that my assignment and obligation was to ensure 30% of the positions, whatever at the top, were going to go to women. That was a tall order, because to implement such a mandate is not automatic. There are many challenges. Having been the chair, I can guarantee I was the only woman in the entire board. There was no other director, and even in the sittings for the chair, we had 7 water boards. I was the only also, and in acting capacity, because they did not believe that a woman can be given officially a chair. So in this one, I found, yes, we have put it in black and white, but implementing is a challenge. Going through the East Africa also, we have gone through this, and we have found we have laws. We were validating, and we're seeing that we have very good laws for the girl child, very good law for the women, very good laws for the youth, and everything. But implementation is a challenge, and especially when you come to talk about public service delivery as pertains to those special categories and the marginalized groups, the physically challenged, and the elderly people. The list is endless. Yes.
So when you say it is a challenge, is it because there are no women, or is it that it is because you're going against the grain of the system?
Women are there, and you know, in population, women are there, youth are there, but we are socialized. We are patriarchal society, and we clung to that patriarchy for some benefit, because this is not for the good of the country. Other countries, like we have Rwanda, we have all these other countries like Uganda, they're doing very well in terms of positions for women. We are signatories to all those charters and other commitments, even the Beijing ones, but we don't make steps ahead. We kind of regress. Look at the number of women in the assembly now, especially at the National Assembly. They are very pathetic. Go to the county assemblies, like my county assembly. They had to give all position to women, because maybe hardly 3 were elected in a county of 55 wards, 11 sub-county, and it's a cosmopolitan country, where we will not say it's a certain tribe that did not want women. It's across the divide. We did the 2/3 gender rule, and it was very frustrating holding those meetings. My organization, I chaired the Women Grassroots Empowerment and Gender Equity, and I was partnering with such organizations as Women Empowerment Link, among others. But let me tell you, we did all we could. We held all the meetings we could, but what ended up was like we had not started. Yes.
And also in past interviews, you've mentioned that even the ones who are there, the women who have already been put in these positions, are also not doing
exactly. Exactly.
Right.
Anyway, I don't want to talk about other individuals, but action speaks louder than my words.
Right.
I go around. Even the other day, I was invited here, and I learned that they thought I was the sitting women rep. My people, I'm campaigning for women rep position in Nakuru County, and but the biggest challenge, when I go, they say, now we gave you 4 years ago, you have come back again to ask for the seat, and you never did anything. So that is my challenge, that I have to keep on saying, it is not me who went to Parliament. It is another person. So it is also happening across the county. We can single out very few ladies who are performing, because this is not a hidden secret. Even in Parliament, This political position is about speaking, and speaking articulately, passionately, and in a very knowledgeable manner concerning the people you represent, because they gave you the mandate to represent them. They gave you the mandate to go and register it on their behalf, do the budgetary, do the allocation, and even the oversight for them. So if you are absent in action, both in Parliament and within the county, then the people are really feeling cheated, very, very cheated. And the question they'll ask you is not whether you'll do project. The question they ask you is, will we ever see you once you get that position? And I feel very sad, because people have a right to be represented and to be respected, and to also get feedback on what is going on around them. Yes.
And I see also, like, you've been, like you said, a member of the Governing Council of the Agape for Peace and Prosperity, chairperson for the Global Ambassadors for Peace, of course, obviously life member for Maendeleo Wanawake, and all these awards and achievements that you've done, including Rotary and all this. Someone would ask then, what solutions? And you're going to be speaking, you said, next week or in November, when you'll be speaking. What message?
No, it's May.
Yes. When are you going to be? What message are you taking? What message do you want even the people who are watching, and the ladies who are watching as well, even men are watching? What message do you want to be their take home from what we can do in terms of furthering gender equality, furthering development, and even just for them also, who maybe they are not as able to speak as you are, but they want to do or make a change wherever they are.
First and foremost, I passionately believe that gender issues, we have no choice but to incorporate them holistically in development plans, in all plans, strategic plans, our blueprints, so that some segment of people, and especially the marginalized women, get their share, get their feel that they belong here, and they are equal Kenyans like other Kenyans. Right now, there are people who believe they are less Kenyans. I'm handling an issue about, you mentioned about peace, about the Maasai community. And as I was listening to them, the basic things they're talking about, they're attainable. They're very genuine. Like, we cannot get water for our animals. I have been in water, and I know the challenge that can entail. That, okay, we don't prioritize the water for animals when we don't have enough water for people, but getting water solutions is like a click of a finger. It is workable. We can get interventions. We have the government, we have the international partners, even like those Rotary, we have done water tanks with them, and our people don't want to go that extra mile to even negotiate for their people. I know today we have a delegation excuse me, coming from Qatar, and this is a very powerful delegation, their king, and a powerful delegation of investors, the top kingpins. Maybe so many jets are landing in on lady as we are talking. And these are people who are here to look for ways and means, not only to get, but also to give to this community. We have done international trade, and we have seen that we always take the dollars there, which we don't have. Now they want to bring in energy and in all those areas. So if we look at these water issues, if we look at unemployment, if we look at all those other issues challenging our people, I believe the sky will be the limit, because there are people who want to come here, but our problem is one. We have issues of corruption. Corruption, deep-rooted, end with impunity. That I'll do what I can, I'll steal a position, I'll steal money, I'll steal for even dying people, I'll steal for youth, and that is it. I have a big problem with that, and normally corruption also fights back.
Right.
So you'll always find there is that. Yes.
All right. So of course, maybe because of time, I'll allow you maybe 1 minute just to give your final thoughts to whoever you may be watching, and in a message that you might want to give to the people who might be watching, and women out there, men, don't forget the men.
Yes, the women out there. I know people say we are our own enemies, and I don't think they mean that generally a woman is an enemy to the other woman. I believe that I'm my own enemy. When you shut me down, I shut and I start worshipping you, and I start losing my confidence. Women must be assertive, and they must stand for what they believe in, and they must go for their position. The other thing is that women come out and vie in big numbers, regardless of the challenges, even within the parties. Let women come. Let us go through the challenges. I know we have a lot of financial handicap. We have a lot of other positions. I am vying for Nakuru County Women Representative. Last time I lost it to corruption. And I'm here also appealing to the parties. Let us treat women. And let us also handle women issues like holistic issues that we represent those parties, but we are not negated. That even as we are going to party primaries, we should not feel intimidated that maybe something will happen. I'll win, but I'll not get that position. So the other thing is also to thank the people of Nakuru County. They've been very, very committed. They've gone through a lot of challenges, and they are still standing strong. So I challenge the people of Nakuru County, this time round, let them elect God-fearing leaders of integrity, credibility, who will take them to the next level. And out to our youth, they are the change agents. They are not the future leaders. I want them to take position. I'm doing a lot of mentorship trainings. I'm coming up with, God willing, a center that will cater for those who come from drugs. I've been handling that a lot, and alcoholism, and we want also to put them in an empowerment structure where they can do something for this nation and for their families and for themselves.
All right, thank you very much. Of course, we've been talking to Grace Kibuku, and like we said, her achievements read like a book, and all the best in your future endeavors as well. And take the message that she's given to rise up and be the change that you want to see. Of course, on behalf of our friend Muli Joy Mudengi as well, and the entire Breakfast team, we'd like to say thank you so much for coming, and thank you guys for watching. Citizen Extra starts up next, so don't go too far. The hashtag at that time, of course, will be Citizen Extra. Keep it Citizen Television. My name is Julius Aburu, reminding us always that successful people look like you, and of course, like you saw, the great Manchester United. Have yourself a wonderful day.